Hello, everybody. This is Thoraya, and this is my 6 month post gastric sleeve bypass surgery. I can't believe it's already been 6 months. It's like half a year has already passed since my surgery, and I feel like the time has really flown. Of course, part of it is probably because it was towards the end of the year and it was the holiday season. The holiday season are notorious for flying by, so I assume that's why it went by so quickly. Um, so technically, I think I hit 6 months on Monday this week, but I was out of town, so I had to record today. I am at 174 pounds, 174.2 to be exact. And I originally started 6 months ago at 231 pounds. And in my last checkup with my doctor, which was in December, he told me that I need to hit 171 to officially be out of the obesity zone. So I'm really, really, really close to that target. By the end of February, I should be at 171. There's been a real slowdown in the last month in the rate of weight loss. And I attribute that to the fact that I'm starting to eat more now. I'm at about 1,500 calories per day, which is actually a good amount of calories for a day for me. It feels almost like a lot, but I get hungry a lot faster now. I can't eat a lot in one sitting, but I get hungry within like an hour and a half. Like my metabolic rate is probably a little bit faster now. I'm exercising a lot more, so I think that adds to it. I start to get hungrier, definitely when it's closer to that time of the month, which it currently is. I start to have more of a sweet tooth, more cravings, things like that. So I feel like 1,500 is on the spot, and I'm tracking everything I eat, and it's been really helpful. I've been using the Lose It app on my phone, and I've been really good about keeping track. Back in the day, it used to be pretty spotty, like off and on. I'd go for a week or two, then I'd stop entering. And now it's become a routine, which is a big thing. I know with weight loss, they say always keep track of what you eat and journal. And with this app, it just makes it easier. I don't have to write everything down. It has the ability to pull up foods. Like if you've eaten it before, you can go back to that day and just reuse that information. So you don't have to enter all the details or anything, and it auto calculates your calories for you. So I like this app. It's called Just Lose It. Or Lose It, not just Lose It. And it also sets goals. Like I can say I want to be at 171 pounds. So every week when I enter my calories, it tells me it gives me an idea of when I'll reach that target. So it's cool. It helps me, especially when I'm trying to decide if I should have a snack or a treat. I can see where I'm at calorically and see whether or not I can do it, or if I'm over, how much I have to work out in order to get back into a weight loss zone. So that app's been very helpful. I definitely feel that it's slowed down the weight loss. I'm not losing weight as quickly as I used to. And I did mention that it had a lot to do with that I'm eating more. But I'm kind of glad it slowed down, because I know that if you lose weight too fast, that's when you have that problem with the loose skin, which is definitely something I don't want to have to deal with, because that would mean I'd have to do another surgery. And I don't want to do it unless it's something where I feel really like my self-confidence is going to be compromised if I don't do the surgery. Right now, I don't think so. I'm feeling good about it. The weight loss, like physically, I do have a little bit of looseness, obviously, but it's nothing like gross looking or uncomfortable or anything like that. So far so good with that. And I've started doing more resistance, or I'm trying to do more. I'm like still really in the middle of getting a routine established. Like I have my cardio down. I do my Zumba classes and I enjoy them. So that's a routine now. I'm not even I don't waver on that. But the resistance part is something I just started incorporating at the end of December, and now in January, I'm starting to include it more. And I feel like as I build more muscle and I tone better, I think that's going to also help with the loose skin situation, so that I don't have too many issues with that. I am also trying to just do some sort of exercise every single day, even if it's just walking. I have my Zumba days, I have my cardio days, like my weight resistance days and my swimming pool day. And then Saturdays I go for hike. So I try every day to have some kind of physical activity, unless I'm feeling really tired or sore or like I'm kind of under the weather. I'll take the day off, but it's literally like I'm feeling like I'm taking a day off. Like I feel weird not exercising. And I'm still doing the yoga. I've been sticking to it since the surgery, so 6 months so far, nonstop. Might start doing yoga at night as well before bed, along with mornings. And that's just something I just enjoy. It's not even about weight loss. It's more just about starting the day off right, and stretching feels really good. So that one, again, that one's set. I don't have to worry about that one. With the hair loss, update on the hair loss, it's finally slowing down. So I've noticed in the last few weeks, when I take a shower, I'm not losing as much hair. Like it doesn't feel like it's all literally just coming off my head. So that's great news. There's still a lot of thinning. Like you can still see my scalp, which, it's still thin, but it's not getting like thinner, which is what I was afraid of. I'm going to reach a point where I could see big bald spots. So I've stopped losing, and now I'm hoping it'll just start growing back in the areas where it was lost. I've started taking a B complex, like my doctor asked, and I think that's helping. Ever since I started taking it, I noticed that the hair loss has diminished. Also, a friend referred me to try Monistat, which is actually a vaginal cream, but there's been a lot of YouTubing all over the place about it, and how if you mix it with oil, like olive oil or argan oil or any kind of oil that you can put on your scalp, and you put it on your skin, it helps kill bacteria. It helps like funguses in your scalp that might be stopping hair growth, but it can also stop, supposedly, the hormone that prevents your scalp from being able to grow hair, like the thing that kills your hair, the ability for it to grow. It apparently kills that. It kills the killer. So there's science behind it as well. I mean, it's not just a bunch of people doing it. It's there's been some proven explanation to why it works, or it has been working. It's not something I'm going to be doing all the time. I just put it on. I only did it once so far, and just waited to see the reaction, to make sure that my skin didn't like get itchy or break out or turn red or anything. And there was no reaction. And you're supposed to do it like 3 times a week. And there's different opinions on how long you leave it in. Some say don't wash it out, just leave it. And some say leave it for an hour and wash it out. I'm more leaning towards leave it for an hour, because I don't want that stuff in my head all day and night. I just, yeah. So it's like a treatment basically that I'll do before I take a shower, like an hour before. So I'm going to start doing that. And I'm not going to do it longer than 3 months. They say don't use it for too long, because as your body absorbs it, it builds a tolerance to it. So if you ever want to use it for its actual intended purposes, if your body has sort of developed a resistance to it, it's not going to work anymore. So yeah, I don't necessarily want that to happen. So I think 3 months is plenty. I don't even know if I'll be able to do it that often, but I want to try. I'm willing to try anything to get my hair to grow back. It was already getting very thin even before my surgery, because of all the coloring that I've done to it. So anything to help kind of thicken it up is great. And I am taking a multivitamin, which does have biotin, a lot of biotin in it. So I'm already taking the biotin, and it's not really doing anything dramatic. So let's try that out and see what happens. I'll give you an update in my next video, my 7-month video. Um, some things that I've started doing to kind of keep me motivated and staying on the course of trying to lose weight is thrifting. And so, as much as I love fashion and I love buying clothes, and that's the thing that kind of is my compensation for not being able to eat as much food or enjoy food the way I used to. So I love to shop and buy clothes, but that can get really expensive. So I've started thrifting and going to thrift stores to buy clothes, and that's been a great experience so far. I just started, but I've been finding really cute things, and the fun part is finding stuff that's actually a smaller size than I would normally buy, like a size medium. I even bought an extra small. I'm not even joking. I found a dress, and it was from Banana Republic. And I mean, it's a material. It's very stretchy, and it's clearly the dress is designed to fit loosely. So even an extra small is not tight. You know what I mean? And it's a higher quality of company that makes higher quality clothes. So an extra small, is not as extra small as someplace else might have it. So, but still, it says XS on the label, and that was kind of cool. And I have some items that are medium. I'm starting to order clothes in a medium. And it's funny because I used to be 170 pounds. I used to be less than that. I used to be 160 and 150. And back then, I was always buying large. And granted, I was probably buying cheaper stuff where large is really almost like a medium. But now I'm like at 170 and I feel so much thinner, and I'm willing to try smaller sizes, even though I'm really, I'm still not near my final goal. But I like it. It's very, it, what's the word? Like it justifies it makes it real. Like you're losing weight, and you're not an extra large anymore. You're a medium, so, and it's nice to be able to wear smaller sizes and remind yourself that yes, you're moving forward. A lot of times we compare ourselves to people, and recently I was in Vegas, and you see people at the clubs or in the hotels who are young, in their 20s, and they have, of course, outstanding metabolism at that age, and I guess more time to kill, so they spend a lot more time, taking care of themselves and keeping themselves really thin. And it's like unfair to compare myself to someone who's basically half my age and has the biological and time advantages that I don't have. So it's like to sit there and think that I have to look like a 20-year-old to feel thin or to feel attractive is not fair to me. And so that's something that I was very conscious of, so I wouldn't allow myself to really focus on or linger too much on the idea like, oh my God, compared to her, I'm so fat, or compared to these people or those people there, I look so fat. And it's sort of like, I don't care. I look in the mirror, I like what I see, I'm happy. And that's where I try to keep my focus, and, and making sure I'm wearing something that makes me feel like the most attractive that I can be, instead of wearing, if I wear something frumpy, it's easier to feel insecure because you already don't feel very good about the way you look. And then seeing someone that's thinner or healthier or whatever is just going to be a trigger, and you're going to feel even worse, and you're going to downward spiral. So I'll take that extra time to do my makeup, to do my hair, put on a really cute outfit so that I feel good about myself walking out the door, and I don't feel the need to compare. So that's been helpful for me psychologically. The nails. I don't know if you can see the nails. I've been maintaining the acrylics. It's been 3 to 4 months now that I've had acrylics, and so far so good. I've gotten fills. I found a nail salon that I really like, so I have like a place, like my routine place that I go to, and monthly I try to do either facial or massage. I may need to start doing hair treatments. I think that would be a good thing to do too. Add that into my repertoire. But just a lot of self-care. I think a lot of times when we start to lose ourselves or lose our weight, gain weight, is because we just sort of give up on ourselves. We stop trying to take care of ourselves. We stop focusing on our needs, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and the only thing that comforts us sometimes is just eating. And, still can't find comfort in food because my cat is in the way. Sorry. That's not why I can't find comfort in food. But I basically still get the heartburn. Like, it is an endless thing with the heartburn. I have heartburn right now, actually. It just, I don't know, it's not as bad as it used to be. It's definitely gotten a lot better than before. And depending on what choices I make, like if I'm really good and I choose the right foods that don't have a lot of acidic things that can set me off, then I don't, oh my God, this cat. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it's like as long as I'm making the right choices, but I don't always do that. So there's always something that I'll eat, or like I'll have water too soon when I shouldn't be drinking, and that will set me off, something simple like that. So there's still that physical discomfort, but it's definitely dwindled. It's not as bad as it used to be, and I think after a year, it's going to get even easier. But I do like that negative reinforcement so far. It just keeps me in line, and it keeps me from going overboard with the eating, and just developing habits that, saying no to food that I don't need to eat. Like I'm just realizing that there's never going to be this perfect point in my life where there's no temptation and no family showing up with food and nobody bringing cake or goodies, or that's just never going to stop. It's just endless. And so every single day you're confronted with the choice to eat something that you shouldn't, or not to eat it. To eat or not to eat, that is the question. And I don't always choose the right answer. Sometimes I still do what I'm not supposed to, but it's always with thoughtfulness in mind of moderation, and not just blindly, just shoving food in my mouth. Like if I'm eating something I shouldn't, it's a very conscious choice. And so I eat it very slowly. I enjoy it, so I'm not just la 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 la. And so then it's worth it. And then I also calculate what I need to do to make up for that. Like if I'm going to end up being over by 100 calories. Like today, actually, it's Girl Scout cookie season. So I decided to have some Girl Scout cookies after dinner. And of course, I think they triggered my heartburn. But they were yummy. And now I'm over by 180 calories on my daily budget so that I can continue to lose weight. So I'm going to do a workout. I found like a really cool workout on YouTube using resistance bands. So I don't feel like going to the gym today, so I'm just going to work out at home. But it's like a 30-minute workout, and I'm going to burn about 200 to 300 calories. So I'm like, I'll be fine. And so it's always like a give and take. I make the decision to have 4 cookies. So now I have to decide to spend 30 minutes working out to prevent them from causing any damage. And, it's a good habit. Like I'm really glad that I've established that sort of give and take, which before I didn't do. Before it would just be like, let me have 4 cookies, and I'm going to have another 4 and another 4. And it just, eventually it gets to be like, I'm now 500-600 calories over. And now, what's the point of working out? It's still not going to help because I'm not going to burn 600 calories in an hour. I'd have to work out for like 2 to 3 hours to get to that, which I'm not going to do. So I would just be like, oh well. And that's why I gain weight. So, learning new habits has been really awesome, because that's what I'm going to have to get me through the rest of my life. The surgery only gets you so far. And as I get farther from that surgery date and it gets easier and easier, or more comfortable to eat, then it's going to just be my mind stopping me, not my body. And so I have to get these routines cemented so that I continue to do it even when I don't technically have to. But, again, the thrifting has been very motivational, and, just being able to play with clothing instead of eating food has been awesome. It just puts me in a great mood. And just the reward of having more energy to get through my days And, I find even after a long, stressful day of work, I don't come home completely drained. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I still have the energy to do a workout. Or like when I'm on vacation, I'm always on the go. I'm always moving, I'm always doing things, and I don't come home broken. I used to go on vacations and do things, but then I come back and my legs are hurting, my back is hurting, everything's messed up because of it. There's like a price to pay. But now I'm able to do it and get back to my normal life and keep moving. So that's been really awesome. And I feel like a lot younger, even though I'm in my a little bit past mid 40, I'm 46. I'll be 47 at the end of this year. So I'm getting closer to 50, but I don't feel like that at all. I honestly feel better than I felt in a long time, like maybe in my 30s, early 30s. And even then, I don't even think I had that energy, mostly because I had babies to deal with. So that was an energy drain. So I just feel like great. Like I have the energy. I want to do things. I want to go out. I want to travel. I want to have adventures. And I mean, I've always wanted those things, but it was all in here and the body couldn't keep up with what the mind wanted. And now the body can keep up. So that's a great way to enter my 50s. Like I'm excited. Like I feel like I'm going to enter this next half of my life in a very, very good, advantageous place where I'm able to do everything I want. So that's a very powerful feeling. Let's see what else. I have my notes here. Something, that's been very obnoxious that's started happening now is I've developed quite a sweet tooth. So when I originally, post-op for months after my operation, I had zero sugar cravings. Like I had no interest in anything sweet. I couldn't care less. Well, now it's become one of those, like right after I eat lunch at work, all I want is something sweet. It's almost like a requirement. Like after I eat, I have to have something like a Rice Krispie or chocolate or cookies. And it's just like, really? And yeah, I could just not eat it, but I feel compelled to have it. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that before my surgery, or at the time of my surgery, I kind of basically put myself in ketosis because you basically go without eating for over a day, like 2 days fasting. And then after your surgery, the only food you consume is liquid and high protein liquid. So there's no real sugar being introduced into your body for at least a month. So I just think that put me in ketosis and I had zero cravings for sugar. But then I started to slowly introduce carbs, and when I started eating more like bread and rice and then obviously sweet. So I think that's where it's coming from. And once you put the sugar into your system, the addiction starts. So I don't necessarily want to go keto, but I think I need to start introducing a lot more protein in the form of yogurt, even, not just meat. And kind of going back to those habits to help kick that little sugar need in the middle of the day, because that's just been obnoxious. But nothing horrible, because I do exercise to make up for that. And then, I think that's pretty much it for my 6-month check-in. And again, so far so good. I'm definitely happy with my progress. And even though the weight loss is slowing down, it's still happening and it's moving at a normal pace, which is good. And I'm hoping that by my next check-in, I will be officially not an obese person. So that's going to be great. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.